Jam.
Let's get it.
Word to the cool world. It's your boy Jam TJ back again with another Jam's Views. I hope everybody is out there being cool, being a creator out of life, creating something on this lockdown, this shutdown nationwide, internationally wide. I hope everybody is sticking to their precautions, being there for your family, for your friends, for your neighbors, and doing whatever you have to in the midst of all this and still trying to keep yourself safe and keep your family and friends safe. So make sure you guys like and subscribe this channel and like this video. Make sure you guys check out the Pop Yawn podcast with me and my friends, my great friends. And also check out the All Work No Play Therapy and Functional Wellness channel. I'm actually dropping some good gems to actually stay fit and actually to have some injury prevention type stuff on that channel, okay? The links will be in the description below. So I'm gonna get into this. The video is called The Great Divide and the Rebrand. So I'm gonna get into the Great Divide. Anything that happens globally on a very vast and humongous scale, it's actually dividing us as human beings and as people and as individuals and as groups. We need to stop that. This is the time where we actually come together and put all of us together and put our heads together and put our brains together to actually try to use our resources for us to bring stuff together. The media is always separating people, and we're also separating ourselves from people. I was at the supermarket the other day, the grocery store the other day, and I didn't even notice. I was getting some stuff, some essential stuff that we needed for the house, and the clerk was like, "Sir, you need to be 6 feet away from her. You need to be 6 feet away from everyone." And I looked, and she goes, "Don't you see the red lines?" And I looked down, and I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that. I didn't see the lines. I'm sorry, ma'am." But here's the thing. My clinician, my clinical mind kicked in and was like, "Lady, this virus is airborne. 6 feet doesn't do anything. A sneeze and a cough is going to project 10 feet, maybe even further." But I humored the lady. But here's the thing too. Don't be afraid to interact with your girlfriend, your spouse, your kids. Like, I kiss my wife every day. I'm not gonna fist bump my wife. I'm not gonna air high five my wife. Like, I love my wife. I love my kids. I'm not gonna not play with my kids and keep all of us quarantined in the house. Like, I'm gonna love my kids. I'm gonna love my wife. I'm gonna love my grandparents, my mom, my brothers. Like, you know, it's that whole narrative of that it separates us and it divides us, but it's not coming from a place of no affection and things. Everybody's trying to protect themselves. I get it. I totally get it. But me and my boys, if we see each other, we'll fist bump it up. We no fingerprints. We do that. But that's just what it is. That's what our friendship is, though. But don't be afraid to actually connect with your loved ones. Don't be afraid of that. I know we're in the midst of a pandemic and things, but don't divide your love because of this. But nobody's saying that you need to lick the handles and lick things like these idiots out in the stores. Like, guys, come on. You guys are doing an act of terrorism and you guys think it's funny so you can get clicks. That clickbait is going to get you put up in behind the cells. You don't want that. Y'all better stop. And everybody's still out here trying to party. That's why they put states on lockdown. Why do you think? Y'all think it's still spring break 99. Stop. We got to stop dividing ourselves when it comes to this. And also doing things like that, you're putting a lot of people in danger. when you are carefree and out here and doing that. No, just stay home. If you're an essential worker, do your job. If you're a non-essential worker, stay home. Take care of your house, take care of your kids, take care of your husband, take care of your wife, take care of your mother, your grandmother. Like, do what needs to be done at home. Don't divide yourself. And even when it comes down to the whole simple fact of men and women and this great divide, I mean, I'm not going to totally get into that. Like, everyone is a capable individual of doing things, but at the same time, we work great in numbers. We move mountains in numbers. Remember that. Don't think that always being an individual is going to get you further over the hump or over the mountain. You need a team. You need a crew. That's why I got my crew. My boys at the Papillon, shout out to you guys. Shout out to y'all. G, Chuck, Trizzy, Garza, Cam, Boog. Shout out to y'all. We hold each other down with our group chats and everything that we do inside of our group chat. We keep each other minds occupied. We keep each other free thinking. We keep each other just on game. And that's how it should be. Even my brothers, we talk all the time. Like, whenever we talk, we have to at least set an hour to 2 hours for us to talk. We will three-way call and we'll just talk about everything. We don't skip a beat. We don't. We never skip a beat. And that's the thing that you guys have to have. You guys got to stop doing this divide and come together. We have these ideas and so many minds think alike, and sometimes what we do might trigger something that's different. Why stop at individuality when you can also be in a group and break down times, break down thoughts, break down topics? Why not? It's crazy. Like, me and my brothers, we used to do this when we were young. We were young. My brothers had a bunk bed and I had my own room. They shared the room, of course. And I had a Talk Boy. You remember Talk Boy from Home Alone? Yeah, the Talk Boy. I got one for Christmas. That's how devoted I was. I was doing this YouTube thing, this podcast thing, before this podcast and YouTube thing. I was. And we were doing Jackass before Jackass. I'm gonna dig in the crates. I'm gonna show y'all. Y'all don't believe me. I'm gonna dig in the crates. I'm gonna show y'all what we were doing. But we would talk about life, what we wanted to do with life, what games are coming out that we want to play, like what music we were listening to, like, and we were young at the time. I'm trying to think. I was 11. I want to say 10 or 11, maybe a little bit older too. But I would come in to their room with the bunk bed set up. I'd have my blanket and I have a pillow. I'd go right on the floor and I would just lay there and we would just talk. We would be there for hours talking. I loved it. It was the best camaraderie, the best brotherhood that we were encountered. It was the best talks that we could ever have with everything. And that's what it calls for being at home with your family. Make it the best time. Nowadays, people don't even eat dinner at the table anymore. There's a divide there. Why is there a divide there? There should be talks of how your day went, what happened at work, what happened at school, what happened in the day-to-day things, what have you been thinking about, what are your hopes and dreams, what do you plan to do with whatever you're studying. That should be all the time. You should be talking to your girlfriend. You should be talking to your wife. You should be talking to your husband, your boyfriend. Like, you should be talking. You should be talking to your friends, your brothers or sisters, your cousins, your aunts, uncles, grandmother, grandfather. You should be doing this. You should still be networking, because this is a time for us to also go in deep and know each other. Even though we know each other, but we also have to spend time and stop doing this great divide. We can't part the ways. It's a business. It's a business, okay? I know I'm not rocking my cool attire right now, but I'm just trying to prove a point. It's a business, you know? And I love The Office. Anyway, So that's what it calls for. Stop doing this great divide. There's a time when it comes to individuality and solitude, but then there's also a time for regrouping and grouping and crewing up. Get your crew, whether it's your brother and sister, your friends, crew it up. This is the time. See, I'm blocking out. It's the time. It is the time to crew it up and do what you have to do. Now, since I've got that away with the Great Divide, we need to start sewing it together. And like I said in the last video about don't wait and don't hesitate to create, this is the time to rebrand yourself. Rebrand yourself. We always talk about that this new year, I'm going to change what I'm doing. This new year, I'm going to stop doing this. This new year, I'm going to start creating this. This new year, I'm going to do this. I'm going to work out. I'm going to create this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to read more. I'm going to spend this time. Like, this is truly the time. 2020 Barbara Walters is the time to actually rebrand yourself. You absolutely have the time to do it. You do. We can't go anywhere else. So why don't you brush up on your reading? Why don't you brush up on your research? Why don't you brush up on your information? Why don't you brush up on your editing, your music, your clothing brands, your business proposals, just your information? Because you know what? Information changes situations. They truly do. It may change it for the bad, it may change it for the good, but it also changes. It does. Rebrand yourself. This is the time, because we have so much time in the world right now to actually rebrand ourselves to what we should be doing. And if you're not trying to rebrand yourself right now, then you didn't get the memo. Y'all got left behind if you didn't get the memo of rebranding yourself. Like, absolutely, truly, 2020 right now, March, it's time to rebrand yourself. This is absolutely the time to do it. Put your stamp in, put your mark in, start talking to your friends, pull up and start talking to your siblings, start talking to your parents, your grandparents. It's time to rebrand yourself, because once all the smoke clears, it's time to go. It's time to show what you've been working on as you've been in your cave talking. It's time to go as you've been creating on the sneaks in the garage. It's time to go. It's time to start creating. You should have already been creating. You shouldn't have to wait for me to say it. You shouldn't have to wait for somebody else on YouTube or a podcast or somebody on your Twitter feed or your Instagram feed to start creating. You should be already creating right now. You should be doing it right now. Why are you waiting? Start creating. Start. You should have already been started. Seriously. And I'm very passionate. You hear the compassion in my voice. You hear the passion in my vernacular. Pardon my vernacular. But shit's about to go down. Okay? If you are not creating and starting your shit, what are you doing? You're just binge watching Netflix and Hulu. You better rebrand yourself. You better come out like the phoenix rising, burning flames and embers, ready to go. You better be doing those workouts. I know you see me on the Our Work No Play channel doing my home workouts. You better be getting fit. You better be getting lean. You better be getting functional. Not playing. Sorry, I need to take a break. Feeling in my heart and my gut right now, because I'm so passionate about this being cool, being a creator out of life, because it's time to do it. With you sitting here and waiting for that opportunity, your opportunity was missed last week. If you haven't started since last week, I'm sorry. You might be forgotten when all the smoke clears. Okay? The time is now. The time is to be. The time is to create. It's time to rebrand yourself. Start your morning routine. Start your workout routine. This is the time where you can develop structure. This is the time to develop repetition. This is the time to develop discipline. The time for it. Don't wait. I already told y'all don't wait from the last one. This is the time to rebrand yourself. This is the time to actually get 2020 and do what you have to do. There's a reason for it. There's a reason for 2020, for all of us that have been, and all of you that have been putting off everything since last year and the year before that, and even 5 years before these years. This is the time, the prime time to actually do what we're supposed to be doing. Something that is going to benefit, something that is going to flourish, something that is going to be of your mind and creativity. Okay? Don't stop being a creator out of life. Never take off your cool. Never take off your creativity. Never do it. Okay? It's Jam TJ. Jam's Views. With the views I have given you, may you consume in thy body, absorb in thy spirit, and nourish thy mind. I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. Never take off your cool. Peace. Live long and prosper. That's what it means.